This right here is my bed. 7 days. 7 days I've been sleeping on my daughter's couch, and Krissy's been over at her mom's. Right now, sleeping on hers. 2 full-time RVers, homeless. Now, if you've been with us for any amount of time, you know that the Brinkley is not just our rig. It's not a camper we take on weekends. This is our home. Everything we own, everything we need to do to function is in there. And I want to be real with you for a second, because I think there's a piece of this story that goes a little deeper for me than it might for some folks. You know my situation. I'm an incomplete paraplegic. The Brinkley isn't just where I sleep. It's set up specifically for how I live throughout the world. My side-by-side is on that rig. My whole system is in that rig. When it's gone, it's not just an inconvenience. My whole world shrinks down to, well, this couch. But we don't give up. We make it work. I'm reminded of this bracelet, and it says never give up. This was given to me while I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital at North Memorial for a little over 2 months, and my best friend sent me this bracelet. He lives in Atlanta, so I obviously got it in the mail, and he's an incredible inspiration to me. I've known him since I was in 2nd grade, and I'm double nickels now, so that puts it in a little bit perspective on how long we've known each other. But he gave me this bracelet to remind me that you just don't give up, and you just don't. You just got to. What choice do you have? You got to keep going in life, no matter what life throws at you. You keep going. You keep fighting. You keep your soul alive. Here's the part that's hard to say, even without shaking my head. This is not the first time we've been through this. This isn't the second time. Bus fam, this is somewhere around the 5th or 6th time we've had to bring our Brinkley in for warranty work. And to be fair, I'm not going to sit here and just go off on Brinkley, because we chose that rig for specific reasons, and we love it. And there's things about the rig that we're not willing to give up. But 5, 6 times they're living in someone else's house for a week at a time while they work on the same issues. That's what adds up, and that takes something out of you. The hardest part isn't even the repairs. It's not knowing. Every time you go in, you get a date, or sometimes you don't even get a date, to be honest, and the date moves, and you just wait, because what else are you going to do? What I haven't really talked about to you yet is what it does to us as a couple. Krissy and I live together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in that rig, and it amounts to about 400 square feet. That's our life. That's how we built this, and right now she's 20 minutes away at her mom's place. I'm here over at my daughter's, and we're just apart. You don't realize how much your home is like glue of your daily life until something takes it away. She's actually gonna share her side with y'all too, because her experience of this week is different than mine, and I think you need to hear both. I don't have the answers right now. I don't exactly know when we're getting it back. We're hoping this week, but honestly, we've said that before, Buzz fam. What I do know is that we're not going to stop, and we're not going to pretend that this is easy just to keep the feed looking good. Buzz fam gets the real version. It always has. All right, let Krissy tell you where she's at.
All right, Buzz fam, I'm coming at you from a senior living community that I didn't expect to spend a week and a half at. Well, back and forth from our daughters. As you now know, our rig is in the shop getting warranty work done that's needed to have been done and should have been done a year ago. It hasn't been. We've been playing this game for a very long time, and we want to get it done. We finally want to get all of it complete and be done with warranty work. It's such an industry issue. Maintenance on RVs is a really big issue. There's a huge opportunity for anybody looking. I'm telling you that. But here I am at my mom's, loving my time with her. She's, for the first time in her 85 years, living by herself. And I did want to see her. I did want to spend time with her. I just didn't think I was going to be back and forth for a week and a half. And I love spending time with our daughter and our grandson. It's so great to see them in their element and in their home. But I'm jostling back and forth. I've got work, I've got appointments, I've got Zoom meetings. I need quiet places to do some of these things, and I feel like I'm wearing out my welcome. And I'm really struggling to find the locations to do the work that I need to do. I'm grateful to have these places, but when you have no idea how long your rig is going to be in the shop, you can't book a hotel. They give you this impression that it's going to be a few days, and then a few days turns into more days, and then it turns into more and more, and then it turns into maybe we'll need another appointment later at a different location. Well, that's life on the road, you guys. That's the reality of it. We chose this, and we're up for the challenge always. We don't know how to go anyway, but forward, always. Forward motion. In the meantime, I'm going to make the most of my time here. I'm going to try to get some rest on this couch. Thank God it's comfortable. Thank you. Thank you for family that supports us and tolerates us. Thanks for you. Thank you to you, Buzz fam, for coming along and letting me vent for just a minute. I'm grateful. Okay, here we go. On to the next.
Here we are, and our home isn't.
Yeah. Well, it's back there.
It's back there. And I think it's in one of the bays being worked on.
Yeah, in the workshop bay. And we're not here to throw anybody under the bus. So we're not going to talk about where we're at or who we're working with. Because what we've found is it seems to be more of an industry standard, a really low bar of service. So with that said, I think so many of you, as well as us, have experienced really poor service. And we talked about, this is the 6th time we've brought our rig in for warranty work. So the things that are getting done now are things we've talked about since we got it, since we picked it up.
Yeah, we actually spoke to the tech yesterday, and I wasn't unimpressed with them.
Yeah.
Back in there, it's a big pain in the butt. And I asked for 14 hours, they give me 7. That half-ass stuff doesn't work very good, you know, but they're cutting and everything's.
There's nowhere for them to flex, so
this stuff
they pop off.
This feels like rubber.
Yeah.
That's what all the trims glued on with, and they go to try to get it off, and it kills the wood. It'll damage the wood. It's so strong. Or the wall pan. So yeah, it's a pain. Almost done though. We'll figure something out before you pick up.
Okay.
They seemed to be pretty knowledgeable, and it looked like they were doing the best they could. It was funny though, he did find another issue with our front steps, and we had a different service manager at the time, but these guys are the ones that told us they fixed the issue, and apparently it's still not fixed. And they found it themselves. How ironic. They're telling us about these stairs. And we're like, yeah, we know. Well, we didn't know how they should be. They were never right to begin with. They were mounted slightly crooked, and so they fixed it, and it looks straight to me, but I guess there's still a problem with it.
It's bowed.
Yeah.
It's bowed at the top, but so the things that we're expecting to get fixed, let's
should we
check it off here,
All
and
right.
that way when we actually do get a rig back, or when we do, we don't actually know when yet.
We don't.
Fully transparent, but
yeah, not yet.
So we're expecting, number one, we've got 2 walls that kind of delaminated.
Yeah.
And one is on the kitchen side facing the garage, and the other is on the garage side facing the kitchen.
Same wall, both sides.
Both sides. And what happens is Brinkley and other manufacturers, they put these walls on so tight to secure them that sometimes in rare occasions you hit a bump
and they pop loose. And that's basically what happened to us.
Yeah, yeah, not a huge deal, but apparently it's kind of a tough fix.
So that's number one.
Yep.
That's number one on the board. Number two, there's some trim by the stove.
Yeah.
Just on the left side of the stove near the sink. That's got to get replaced.
Yep, not a big deal.
That's on us.
Wait! It's a broom stuck in the slide. That was on us.
Yeah.
That was on us, but Brinkley was kind enough to take care of us on that front.
Correct. Number three, we've got, there's some flooring that's curling up underneath some trim next to our pantry.
Yep, the slide trim on the other side of the kitchen said that they think it was like mounted too tight or something. I don't remember.
So that's number 3.
Yep.
Number 4, our sink floor base collapsed.
It did.
All right, Nathan, can you tell me what's going on with the sink again?
Okay, so
sink base?
When they manufactured this cabinet, this bottom board, what they did was they threw cleats on top of the board and stapled the cleats, the bottom board to the cleats from below. So the only way to secure that board back up to the cleats would be to pull the cabinet due to the center board being in here and not being able to pull that board out in order to get to those cleats.
Okay.
So, really what probably needs to be done so this doesn't happen again, due to this being more of a particle board, so not enough bite in it, is those cleats need to be put underneath that board.
Got it.
And then that way the board sits on top and it can hold the weight.
It did. You know that shelf underneath your sink, it fell during travel.
Yes, so that is supposedly going to get fixed. That's one area that I think we'll probably end up having to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our Dexter Assist.
Yes.
That's been a thorn on our side
Yes.
from the very inception of getting our rig.
Our maiden voyage traveling from Minnesota to Texas.
Yes, and what this is it's made by Dexter, and it helps assist the stability of your rig during travel.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a tech item.
Tech item. So that's got to get fixed, and then let's see what else.
The garage door, not the ramp, but the side door, the steps, the bottom step is not mounted. It's like off kilter, and it's been harder, and it's hard for us it doesn't work right. Like I can't use it now. It's getting to the point where it's stuck so bad I can't even pull it down. So I don't bother forcing it because I can't. Then I know I'm not gonna get the damn thing back up.
Are we on number 5 or 6?
I don't remember. We're not good at numbers.
Are you good
know
at
this.
numbers? If you are, put it in the comments. But those are the major ones that we need to get fixed.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some other miscellaneous items that we're forgetting about because we've been here so many times for so many of the same issues that it is really even getting confusing to us.
You could probably refer back to a video from last year.
And remind us for us.
Because we talked about the same things. Because they didn't get anything done except for they told us they fixed that main entry steps, and now we find out that it's still not right. So they didn't do it right there either. I didn't know how they were going to fix it, you guys, because as you know, it's mounted on the floor, and I'm like, they're going to have to add new holes, or what do I know? Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the gist of it. And then they're ordering some corner exterior trim for us.
Yeah.
And that was...
Yeah, that was our bad. Harvest Toast.
Yeah.
Tight squeeze.
Tight squeeze, and a little bit of user error and operator error, I should say, and poor guidance by the Harvest Toast. It's just, she was not familiar with it, but...
Yeah, it's okay.
We're not taking anything away from that place because we'd go back in a heartbeat.
It.
That was an awesome place.
They were.
All right.
With that though, so we've got some things we got to do. Since we're out here longer than we expected, we're going on day 7 and 8. We got to stop at the store. We got to run some errands. Bear needs a toothbrush, for crying out loud. We didn't pack that.
Yeah.
They did let us get inside so I could get some of Eric's meds. But I really couldn't access much else, you guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't get at any clothing. I couldn't get at a lot of things. So we're gonna have to run to the store and pick up some of that. And we gotta buy some like food, and because we've been, as we said, we're staying with family because we didn't anticipate it being this long.
Yeah, so I've been eating.
We've been eating pretty crappy. So we gotta pick up some better food so we can eat better.
I had a chocolate muffin for breakfast and some blueberries or something. I don't know.
Anyway, so and we want to do that, and yeah, so we got some things we got to do. You guys come along with us. We'll see what it's like to, you know, the gig. When you don't expect it, you gotta do it. But we don't know any way to go but forward, so that's what we're gonna do.
So this is what it's like when you're living on the road and your home is not with you on the road as you're still living on it.
Yeah. So this is trip number 3 to Target, I think.
Let's go to Target.
Let's go.
All right.
Six trips to the dealer, we're back again. Found another problem they swore they'd fix back then. Sink fell loose, Dexter's talking, brakes need a look. Man, this rig's got more chapters than a paperback book. But the keys are in my hand, and the sun's still high. Krissy's got the list, and we're pulling out of the drive. We're still rolling, still rolling. Might be bent, but we ain't broken. Still rolling, still rolling. Every mile's a word that's spoken. Home's wherever we park for the night. Forward motion gonna be alright. We're still rolling, still rolling. Burst 2 bears riding shotgun, windows cracked low. Target's next stop, then wherever we go. Could complain about the warranty, the weight and the mess, but we chose this road and we don't choose anything less. 2 people, 1 dog, 1 beat up plan, living full time out the back of a big 5th wheel van. We're still rolling, still rolling. Might be bent, but we ain't broken. Still rolling, still rolling. Every mile's a word that's spoken. Home's wherever we park for the night. Forward motion gonna be alright. We're still rolling, still rolling. Hey! Still rolling, still rolling, still rolling, still rolling. Forward motion.
Broccoli chicken mac and cheese. 10 minutes. Serves 3.
Perfect.
Coconut pine. 3 for $11. It's not bad.
No.
So I'll get that.
Raspberries.
Blueberries.
Raspberries are $2.99. Blueberries, the little one, I think is
$3.49.
yeah.
I think I want blueberries.
Okay.
Okay. Need some blueberries. You can't get chips.
Why not?
You eat them all.
I will eat them all.
Tired of eating cereal every morning, like unhealthy cereal, so I'm gonna get something different this time. Wow, this looks good. I'm gonna get this one instead of the stuff I've been eating. Then the other thing is I've been eating toast with butter every morning with that, so I'm gonna probably get something better for me. Can't have all that toast and butter. I'm gonna get a Pop-Tart. Ooh, s'mores, I'll get that. He does need as a toothbrush. He loves to brush his teeth, believe it or not.
Well, there's one.
$8.49. I don't think so.
No.
I think we just get regular toothbrush. He seems to do well with that.
Okay.
Should probably back up a little bit. There. Hi, buddy. Bear, are you upset? You upset that we always just leave you and never take you inside places anymore? We just don't really know what to do with ourselves when we don't have our home with us. So we're just kind of wandering the streets and
Wandering the streets?
just wandering the streets homeless.
Mm-hmm.
We should go to like a shelter or something.
Okay. That's what we were going to do today. We were supposed to go see your parents. Your mom and your sister.
Oh, we're supposed to go see my mom and
We're
sister.
going to see them. Because
Yeah,
we're
it's
leaving. We're not going to.
No, we're not gonna have time.
No, not going to have time now.
Yeah,
Maybe next Sunday. Well, no, it's Father's Day.
it's Father's Day, so everything's
And
gonna be
Saturday
kind
I work. Yeah, we're done.
Krissy's got a part-time gig every time she comes up here. She used to work at this place called Northern Lights. It's an event center,
Yeah, they do weddings.
and they do weddings, and
They're friends of mine.
they're friends. But she started as a worker, and then it evolved into a kind of
Yeah.
like a personal relationship, I'd say. But every time we're in Minnesota, they need help, and they resort to her as last resort. We need help, and there's nobody else here, so I guess we'll take you.
Yeah, pretty much. But I gotta work next Saturday night. They got a couple weddings going on, and they needed extra help.
Yes.
So they happened to catch me in town. What do you know?
Yeah. Well, you probably said hi, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't.
How'd they know you were here?
I don't know.
They must watch our
I
videos.
have no idea.
I bet they watch
They
our
must.
videos.
They must.
By the way, Buzz fam, if you watch our videos, well, some of you are. What do you think? What do you think we could improve on? What do you think's stupid? What do you think's cool?
We love feedback.
We love feedback. All feedback's welcome, except for the negative ones. We don't want
Yeah,
those.
you keep that to yourself.
You keep that to yourself. All right, let's go see Marno.
Let's go say hi.
That was a short drive.
I know, it's like
I'll be honest, I forgot to buckle up during that short drive, and halfway through I put my seatbelt on, and I'm always harping on you guys to buckle up, so shame on me. What?
Get a nice close up of your face.
It's a good looking face. It's a moneymaker. So this is our mom's place. And we really enjoy the view out here. It's not bad.
No, it's nice.
Oh, thanks for dropping me off at home. Have a good day.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Love
Sleep
you.
tight. Love you.
Love you too. Well, wasn't that romantic, Buzz fam? I am so glad you've been tagging along with us today. I've got some pretty incredible news for you today. Some good news and, you guessed it, some bad news. Where should we start? Well, let's go ahead and start with the good news. Look what's behind me, Buzz fam. We got our rig back. How about that? The Brinkley is back. We are now mooch docking at our son-in-law's and daughter's farm. Did we get all the things done? Let's see, there was 5 items that we've talked about earlier in this episode in regards to what needed to get done. Let's go see what actually got done. All right, where should we start? How about the wall? Yeah, we can start with the wall. The wall is fixed. And they did a good job. Alright, so both sides of the wall are completed. One side's in the garage, the other side's here in the kitchen. I'm showing you the kitchen side because the garage side I cannot get. It's just too dark back there and there's too many things in the way. And my better half is not with me this evening. She is actually in the Twin Cities working. Let's move on. Our next one, I believe, was the trim in the kitchen. That is right here, and that is done. So there was a big crack in that trim, and that was on us. We were getting ready for a travel day, and unbeknownst to us, our broom handle got jammed between the slide, the floor, and the trim. And while we were retracting our slides and crack. Just, you know what, is a hairline fracture all the way up the, about, I would say about 2 feet up from the floor to about 2 feet up was just, it created a hairline fracture in the wood trim. So that was replaced. And shout out to Brinkley RV. They actually took care of all of that for us, even though it was on us, but they've been exceptional to it for us. All right, let's move on to the next item. Since we're in the kitchen, we had a sink floor base where the floor caved in. Well, let's take a look at that. No, remember when we were talking about having to make probably more appointments? That's kind of been the trend, if you will, that we've been riding for the past little over a year and a half now. I don't know what it is about dealerships and service. When you go in for repairs, it seems like every time you go in, you're going to be going back. I don't know if if they make money doing that. I don't see how that's a thing. I just don't understand the inefficiency with that exactly. Next is the Dexter Assist. I'm going to actually take you outside to that because that I can't really show you from in here anyway. So let's go outside. All right, so what the Dexter Assist is, for those of you that don't know what it is, this is part of it here. This is supposed to, when everything's working properly, meaning that the Dexter Assist is giving you stability while you're riding or hauling your rig. It helps with braking, it helps with fishtailing and things of that nature. Now, this here, it's off. I don't have my rig plugged into the truck. We get a half amber light, and there's a couple codes that the Dexter Assist threw off. I can't remember what it is. One of them's a controller that's got to get replaced, and then there was something else. To be honest, my bad. I should be more prepared, especially when I'm doing videos like this. But it's been like this since the first day we've gotten this rig. Actually, on our maiden voyage on our way down to Texas. Krissy mentioned that earlier. So this again throws off a half amber light that's supposed to be full green. No, it did not get taken care of. As a matter of fact, our dealership doesn't really know how to work with it. So I'm going to be calling a mobile tech on that. All right, Buzz fam, let's go back inside. Oh, there was one more piece outside, and that was that exterior trim. But I am not going back out again. That's enough walking for me for one night. But no, that didn't even get ordered. I'm not sure where that is going to stand on that. I was going to install it myself. All I needed them was to have it delivered to the location so I could take care of it. But they never did that. So no, we did not get the exterior trim. So that's going to have to get taken care of still yet, Buzz fam. All right, I believe I covered everything. Now for the remainder of our good news. Some of it obviously you just heard was bad, but the rest of our good news, hey, we are starting something new, and that is memberships. So we set up for BuzzFam members 3 tiers starting at less than $3 a month. You'll get early access to our episodes, our personal favorite camping spots, and we'll put GPS drops before they go public. And at the top tier, a live hangout each month with Krissy, myself, and Bear. And he'll probably be the one that crashes it anyway. So, if you've been riding with us for a while, why don't you come on aboard? The link's in my bio. We're keeping it small and we're keeping it real, and we'd love to have you. That's the Buzz Fam way. See you on the road, Buzz Fam. Now, hey, as always, if you like this video, I've got 2 more episodes you can buzz on each side of your screen. And hey, Buzz Fam, please buckle up. It's a dangerous road out there, and always, always, always remember to keep your moral compass pointed north. So until next time, we'll see you then. Bye now.